Have you ever wanted your own podcast? Well, now you can. With Anchor, you can make your podcast dreams come true. It's free and easy to use. Anchor will allow you to edit your podcast however you like. It will also distribute your podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money with no minimum listenership. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm to get started. Or download the free Anchor app. Hatters. And if you already had just heard the beginning song to our podcast, yes, that was This Is Halloween by, well, it's an a cappella group. They are very famous on YouTube. And why we're bringing that song up is because today's first topic is September 15th. Starts Halloween at Disney World. And adults can wear costumes when they never could before, unless it was the Halloween party. And today we have Autumn and Rebecca. How are you guys?
I'm doing great. This Is Halloween is one of my favorite songs.
I'm doing well, and I love the Halloween songs at Disney. It's the reason that it first attracted me to go to any of the Halloween stuff at Disney in the first place. Can you guys hear me? Mm-hmm. Hello? Okay. I was like, it cut out for a second. I don't know what's going on. Verizon's having a really bad day today, I guess. But yeah, I love the fact that anybody can wear costumes because I've always just wanted to randomly wear costumes. But like the mere fact that we've had to just go to a party to do it, I can't always make those because I live in the Midwest. I don't live anywhere near Disney World or Disneyland. So I kind of have to always usually plan my trips around the Halloween parties. And it's kind of neat. Well, I mean, not for me this year because I'm not going to get to go to participate. But if I were going to go to participate, I think it would be really fun to dress up every single day. And I would totally do it. Every single day would be a different Disney character or a Disney costume and a different Disney bound. So I think it's kind of fun. But I'm a little sad that we're not going to get the Halloween party stuff to go with it. But I totally understand why we can't. You know, a pandemic has changed our lives forever and forever how we kind of do Disney, I think, personally. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So while I think that it's cool that we can wear costumes, I really see a lot of people trying to take advantage of it. Dressing as characters, just overstepping the bounding, kind of Disney princess rules that they have. I really think that it would be a lot of fun, though, to be able to go to the park dressed up in costume. But I really would miss the Halloween party. We've went a few times, and it's definitely a highlight that we look forward to during our trip. It's trick-or-treating around the Magic Kingdom and the special overlays for the rides and just the extra shows. I have to say last year's Jack Skellington Castle show was amazing. And it's kind of sad that there's not going to be something like that this year.
Matt, what do you think? Hello? Do you think he can even hear us? Hello? Autumn, are you still there?
I'm here.
Did we lose Matt? The most important person on this podcast? Okay, well, I guess it's just you and I then. I understand how...
Matt, come back.
I know, right? Where did you go? Okay. I understand how it could be misconstrued, with the costumes, because sometimes people definitely go overboard with their costumes, and they definitely, I feel like they cross the line because they know the rules. They know that your costume is not supposed to be an exact replica of what you see in the parks, or even just having your costume drag the ground. What makes me really mad, though, is when I see people in their wedding dresses for Halloween costumes, knowing very well they're not trying to be the bride in the Haunted Mansion. They just want free, really fun, beautiful wedding pictures without paying that ridiculous price that all those Diz brides do. So I think that that's where people will cross the line a little bit with that, because they know now they could possibly get away with that a little bit easier. So I could see how that could be a problem, potentially. I mean, hopefully people don't abuse it, but you never know. I mean, Disney adults do push the line and the limits a lot of times, and we are definitely a different breed, which is okay by me. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that will happen?
I'm going to hold on to see if we can find Matt again. Let's see if we're going to start, if we need to restart or whatever.
Matt, hello? Maybe he can't hear us. It's weird because, we can record and we wouldn't be able to be on this if he wasn't here. Correct?
I just asked him if his mic was muted.
Hello.
I'm here. Are you here?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So now
We're back.
Hello?
Oh, there she is.
Hello?
Yes. I can hear you now. I can hear you, Rebecca.
Can Rebecca hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I apologize to everyone listening. I had some audio technical difficulties. Apparently my headphones, for some reason, decided one went out, one stayed on, then didn't work. So I heard everything you guys said. I just kept on screaming, "Hello? Can anyone hear me?" And no one could. But let me go on to what you were saying, Autumn, because that's when, my thing decided to go out on me. The reason why they had the rule that we could not dress up, even on a regular day, is because we know that there's going to be people who are going to dress up as the characters. And these children are not going to understand the difference between the cast members or the regular guests. And what's going to happen is, I hope they have a rule where they will stop you before you come to the park. Be like, hey, that's a little too close to our character. Can you please go back to your hotel or something like that and find a way to fix it? Yeah, modify it, but you could still come in. Now, the other thing I have a problem with this, I like it. I think it's a great idea. But the other problem I have with this is you're going to, the hours are now for our Magic Kingdom from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there's going to be no nighttime anything. So you're going to be wearing all these Halloween costumes in the heat of the broad daylight.
That's what I was thinking. It's going to be like 110 degrees, and then you're going to put, tulle and lame and fur and fabric all over you.
Well, I thought about going to Magic Kingdom today, but I'm going tomorrow now because today is supposed to hit 97, but with the humidity, it's supposed to be 110.
Yeah. Before humidity, when we were there last September, it was 103 plus humidity. So I really don't think that it's going to be as nice as everybody thinks it's going to be. In theory, it's great.
Well, I have my date October 30th, but I couldn't get actual Halloween. So I'm probably not going to dress up until that October 30th, because at least it might be a little bit cooler than what it would be in September. Um, I'm going to be going on September 15th, the first day that they're doing the costumes and all the decorations are going to be up. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow when I go, the decorations will be up. That's the only reason why I'm going.
I had seen, I think September 15th,
Yes.
the decorations were going up.
Yes, that's when I am going again. But I'm wondering if maybe they'll have some little stuff up tomorrow so I can at least show people, hey, look, they've started already. And by September 15th, everything will be 100% up. So
I just kind of wonder what they're actually going to put up, because like so much goes into that Halloween party and so many decorations are there. Are they just going to have all the decorations and we get to enjoy it minus the party portions, or are they going to do a modified version? That's what I'm kind of curious to see.
From what I heard is they're putting up all the decorations because they're also doing Halloween cavalcades as well.
I had seen that as well.
They and I heard that they are trying to see what they can do about the trick-or-treating, socially distance-wise, because I know that they're doing the I know that they probably won't start in September, but I think in October they're going to do the ride overlays. So that should be nice that you can do the overlays.
Essentially, couldn't they just do what, like, for example, my husband has allergies, so we do the allergy-friendly bag, which is that teal one that you see where you get the little chips. So essentially, they could just give out chips at each station, and at the very end, you hand in all the chips you have, and then they hand you a bag. So it's kind of like trick-or-treating, but not really.
Contacting the contact.
I mean, but it would be only one person contacting. So, like, one person specifically hands out that bag. Like, you have to bring all your chips in. You probably have to collect, I don't know, like 10, maybe. I don't even know how many Halloween stations there are. But you get all of those chips at, like, one person at each station. And I realize that means that you're interacting with 10 different people. But, like, in between, they sanitize their hands. They give you a chip. And then you go to the next station, and it's the same way. And then they socially distant that. I mean, that would be the only realistic way, because handing everybody candy, that's just too much contact. Like, it just really is.
During the weekdays, I would say Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, Disney Magic Kingdom has very low attendance. When it comes to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is shocking for a Monday, but they do. There's a lot of people in the park, so I could probably see them doing the trick or treating for the guests Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But I could see the weekends being really tough because that's when everyone's going to be there. And as you can tell, if you notice, all the weekends up to November. I think it was November 14th, all gone, all the weekends. So there's no weekends in Disney.
But why couldn't they just do it like they would do the Halloween party in the past and do select days for trick-or-treating? You know, say, I feel like I've went to the Halloween party on like a Tuesday and a Friday before. So, you know, like say Tuesday during the week and Fridays on the weekends and maybe like a Sunday, you know, we're going to do the trick-or-treating for select days.
That's a smart idea. See, that's a smart idea. And I think Disney, like I said, they're looking into it. So they might be thinking the same thing. Like, what can we do? We're not going to do it every single day, but we can space it out. So that makes sense to do that. But mostly because I think it's a great idea what Disney's doing because they want everyone to still enjoy the holidays. We still have no word on the Christmas party at all. So there's hope, but there's also, we all know what's probably going to happen. They're probably just going to say, we'll cancel it, and then we'll just, instead of, because on November 14th, ends the hour they take away. I think they're bringing back the hour or 2 hours added to the holidays because Christmas time is going to be coming, and I believe they will at least get that. If they do put the lights on the castle, then that would tell me right there that they might be extending the hours for Christmas time, so that we can all see the lights at night and everything. That would make sense. But if I don't see them put the lights on, I think they have to put them up by second to last week of October. If they don't start by then I know for a fact they are either going to delay it like they did for Halloween, or they're just not going to do it all at all. So it makes sense that they're trying to make the guests happy for the holidays, because right now, yes, they are hurting, but this probably will help them bring in some revenue.
Yeah, bring a little bit back at a time, test it out, see what happens.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on this topic?
No, not really.
No, I'm good.
Not really.
All right, so this is the one that you brought up, Autumn, which is and I read this, I saw the video too, about the family that got kicked out of Disney. I mean, they weren't kicked out; they just weren't allowed to go to the parks. They stayed in their hotel for a week and hung around the pool. But the family was removed from the parks.
They were even admitted. Admitted
into the park because their daughter was autistic and couldn't wear a mask. And Orlando does have a law that states that if she can't wear a mask, she doesn't have to, because Dr. Note, and so does it say in Pennsylvania as well. Do we see Disney maybe not right now, but maybe January? Can we see them maybe?
Hello?
As far as maybe with that, I would say they probably are going to take it, little by little, so that people, they obviously, because of ADA, they can't, say, no, you don't have a disability, but I think they're going to try to keep it as strict as possible until they get to part-time mask wearing in Florida instead of a mandatory mask wearing.
I mean, for me, I do have an autistic nephew, and I definitely watch him wearing his mask all the time. And although every case of autism is different, I believe that the safety of the employees and the safety of every guest is overweighing. And I say this because I have ADA stuff that I can discuss if you guys want me to go in further depths, but probably not. But even I wear it. You know why? Because I believe in safety first. And although it is really difficult to have a child who has sensory issues to wear those masks, we need to just remind them certain things like, well, Mickey Mouse wants you to wear this, or, just make it a fun thing, or do practice runs. But very well ahead of time that it states very clearly that you have to wear that mask, and if you're not willing to wear that mask, then you should be visiting at a different time. And although I know that sometimes for people unlike us who go a lot, even though we don't live there, we would understand that there are rules we have to follow, and we would gladly follow them in order to keep everybody safe. So although I understand that it is a very hot topic and it is something that we all tread lightly because we all have different walks of life, I feel like the safety of everybody outweighs the safety of one individual, because we don't know where that individual has been, and we don't know if they're a carrier. I mean, let's say they get that disease and they bring it to every cast member that they have interacted with all day long. Well, those people bring it home to their families, and maybe their families don't survive that. You know what I'm saying? So, for me personally, I feel like if you know the rules, you should just follow them. And if you do not want to follow those rules, then you should try to make your accommodations for a trip at a later date when they don't have mask rules in place, because it is for the safety of everybody. And although it might let up at some point in time, because eventually we will get a cure for this virus, and we will have the ability to not live in as much fear. Right now, currently in the state that we are, it's just not a wise choice for not only yourself but your child. What if your child gets that? Like, it's something that you don't want your family to have. So you should just maybe consider going at a different time if you are not able to wear that mask all the time. Now, for example, for me, I went during the middle of this pandemic. I definitely went to the other park. Yes, I cheated on Disney. And guess what? I wore my mask all day long. And guess what? It was like almost 100 degrees out, and it was not comfortable, and it was miserable. But you know what? I gladly did it because I enjoy the safety of myself and others. So if I can do it, other people can do it. Honestly, it's a matter of choice. If your family wants to go into the park or not go into the park, if they're not willing to wear the mask as the rules state, then please just find an alternative place that doesn't require you to wear the mask, and you can have just as much fun, because there's tons and tons of things to do around the Orlando area that doesn't just consist of going to Disney. So I know it sounds bitter and mean, and I might get a little bit like, for this, but me personally, I feel like you need to follow the rules because it's for your safety and mine and everybody else's safety. So I don't know. Maybe I'm overdoing it. Hello?
Yeah, I think we lost Matt again.
Oh, goodness.
But, as a parent myself, and I have worked with children with sensory processing disorder, it can be super physically painful for them to have to wear, certain fabrics, certain, even things with tags can be super painful. Just regular cotton fabrics can be painful for them. So asking them to, just all of a sudden to start wearing something over their face, it's, a lot on them, and it will, negatively affect them and their psyche and just their physical well-being. But I think that at some point, certain accommodations are going to have to be made to move forward with life, because honestly, we cannot live in fear forever. If you are at high risk for, catching the virus, and if you have an autoimmune disease or any sort of underlying health factor, you really shouldn't be at the parks anyway. Some local parks here have went to where if you are outdoors and can adequately social distance, you don't have to wear the masks. But while you're in line for rides, and if you're in buildings such as restrooms, drink stations, restaurants, you have to wear your mask unless you're sitting down at a table eating. And I think that would be something that Disney could consider for the future. Trying to figure out how to adequately social distance while outdoors so that you can, have a break from your mask.
Exactly. Do you think that, and this is where I was like, hey, you know what? I get it. There's certain people that just, like, my nephew's having a really, really difficult time wearing the fabric mask, and that's fine. I mean, but we try to tell him, okay, you don't want to get the bad germs. We wash away the germs. We have a germ song. It's crazy. I know. But whatever works in our family.
Hello.
Hi, you're back.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking personally is, those like kid, like, I don't know if you guys have seen this over the internet. It looks totally ridiculous, but I think it could be an effective thing. It has like a little, like, those hats, those like savannah looking hats, safari hats, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And it has this little like face shield thing on it, and like you just pull it down and it covers. I mean, I know it's not like 100%. Of course it's not, because it's not a mask. But like, it at least probably gets like 50% of the job done, which is better than nothing. So I think that maybe that could be an accommodation or an adequate thing because, you know, it is a face shield. Other Disney cast members are wearing them. Also, they're wearing the mask. But like for people who can't do
And I
that,
heard it's unbearable for wearing both.
yeah. So maybe the children that can't wear regular face masks, maybe those little hat thingamajiggers. I don't know what the heck they're called.
Well, they do. They do allow you to. They actually. I think Disney did come out and stated that you can wear the face shields.
Yeah, but
you have to wear a mask when you go on the ride.
Right, but for people who can't wear masks, I feel like that little hat face shield thing might be a sufficient option, possibly. I don't know. Like
another thing to like keep kids from having to wear a mask all day, especially children who ride in the stroller. I know my kids all the way up to like 7, 8 years old still like to crash in the stroller a bit. Is the plastic stroller rain covers that cover your entire stroller and just have some air holes in the sides so that they can still breathe. Stick a stroller fan in there, you know, it'll keep them protected, but they can still not have that actually physically touching their faces all day.
Oh, they got wonderful, nice industrial now fans. I've been seeing everyone bringing them to the parks, and I'm like, my God, they're just getting bigger and bigger, but they're more.
Oh, yeah. I have one that is solar powered, so we can charge it with a USB cord, but then we can also like clip it onto like our stroller, and then it'll recharge with the sun, so the batteries never die. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
You'll have to send me that link because I know that my costume next year is. I'm gonna wear it this year, obviously, but not at Disney. But like next year, the Lilo and Stitch costume, I am 100% guaranteed my husband is going to be hot as heck in that. It looks.
And Matt, didn't you wear one of those?
Yes, I wore it in August, and it was unbearable. I had to take it off. What was it? The party started at 6, and I took it off by like 9.
Yeah, so I definitely think that next year I will be investing in one of those fan things that you stick around your neck because, well, I personally, like, because I have scoliosis, I use a scooter, and, like, my scooter that I rent usually has one of those, like, fans that you attach, but I've noticed that it, like, runs my scooter battery down real fast, so I definitely think I will be investing in something other than just the scooter fan that comes standard on.
There's actually like portable AC units where you can hook them up to like a bottle of water, and there's all kinds of stuff out there now. You just have to like do a Google search or like Amazon, and you can find all kinds of cool stuff.
That's nice.
I had the portable when I was living in New York, because the place I was staying at didn't have AC, so I would get that little portable. I got 2 of them. Fill water every night. That thing would blow cold air for, maybe 3-4 hours. So it worked for a little bit, but they work tremendously great.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys said, there's so many options. Eventually, they're gonna go. Sorry, there's like you guys said, there's so many options. Eventually, they're going to have to accommodate people who can't always 100% wear their mask. I understand when we are on roller coasters, because we all scream and obviously spit comes out when we scream. No matter what we try to do, we have to wear them. But like outside of the rides, if there's alternatives that we can do,
scream on a roller coaster,
right. I mean, if there are alternatives that we can use, then we should be utilizing them so that other people who can't always wear masks can enjoy the parks. But at this particular time, when they're not allowing it, you need to understand that there are rules there, and those people are just trying to do their jobs, and you should not be fighting them. You should not be hurting them. You should not be harming them. You should not be cussing them out. You should just be respectful to them and treat them the way that you would like to be treated, because, they have to be there for 7 hours past whatever hour you just spent being rude to them. and that affects their job and their day. So, and they can also get fired for just doing their job, like enforcing the rules, because you got so mad at them that you complained to the higher ups, and then poof, you magically lose your job, which doesn't seem fair at all.
Well, speaking of cast members trying to enforce the rules, did we all hear about the security guard who I actually knew who they were because I went through school with the guy? Did you hear that he got threatened from one of the guests because he told his son to put on a mask? He basically beat him up and then threatened to go get his gun from his car and kill him.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't hear about that.
I did. I read it, and I was just like, but apparently that guy is going to take that other guy to court. He's suing him, which he should.
Disney encouraged us because Disney, when I was there before this whole pandemic, one of the female security guards, she's very, very small, but she knew how to do her job. And I was I just did my third round. So I had just come out, and this guy with his family, by the way, listen to this. The family was all dressed up in karate gear. Now, this made me laugh because I'm like, okay, I wonder why they're all dressed up in karate gear. Maybe they just came from karate or something. I don't know. Well, it turns out they were dressed up to fight. They came in here and they pushed the guard down, and basically she knocked her head on the ground. She had to leave work, and Disney offered, hey, do you want to sue? Because we will help you sue this guy because he's now banned from the parks. And he just made it was a nightmare because me and two other guys were looking for this guy in the park. And when we found him, we wanted to beat him up, but we know we couldn't because, we're defending our own. And it was sad that, he was being disrespectful. Once we found him, the police were there. He was in handcuffs. They took him away. But later she came back and said, no, I'm not going to sue him. I was like, why? Disney's willing to help you. So sometimes they're afraid to sue, but I'm glad the officer, who I know, I won't give the name out, because I know they didn't give the name out in the thing, but I know who it was.
No, they didn't give the name out. They just said that he is definitely pursuing legal action against the defendant.
Well, because the guy threatened to get his gun, and now this guy's in jail now. He's banned from Disney, and I think he just ruined it for his whole family because I think now he's banned. I'm wondering if the whole family is banned.
No, probably just him. I mean, you can't ban an entire family for one person's actions. So it's probably just him being banned. It's probably not his entire family because he's the one that did the action, not the rest of the family. That's like saying, oh, my family member stole a car, so I can never buy a car again. Or someone in my family stole a car and I can never go to your car lot to buy a car again because somebody from my family stole a car from you guys.
Well, speaking of the cast members now, because this will be the next topic, what you were saying was now the cast members that are still furloughed are still furloughed. We all got notices in our emails that stated that we could still be furloughed up until end of November, somewhere in December, or even possibly January now.
Oh, wow.
So these people are going to be out of work. I'm still out of work. I actually went to go look for a couple of jobs over at Disney Springs just to keep myself occupied. Problem is, they were telling me the same thing, all the stores. We didn't bring back all our staff, so at this time, we can't hire any new people until we bring back our regular staff.
But I thought one of my friends was telling me, and she got the same letter, like she's continuously gotten it. She said if she wanted to transfer to a different position that is already in active status, that you guys could do that. Is that something that, I know that you had a very specific role that you enjoyed, but bills.
Actively, I can't do any of the ones that are actively.
Oh, you cannot? But
no.
Is that an option for everybody or only
it's
for some people?
It's an option for those that they sent because some of us didn't get the email about the option. Some of them did because it depends upon what you would do. Like if you work in merchandise, then yeah, you can go work probably doing something else that involves yourself with the guests in the park. Whereas me as a security guard, I don't really have much experience working with them except saying hello to them at the front gate and just checking their bags. That's about it. They're afraid that security guards who want to go jump to a different position without the training, we would consider it like we would take our uptight, safety a little too more high strung than it would be for someone who's more peppy.
Right. And I noticed that like they were kind of more specifically in your job or your role. Like I don't know if they're doing this all over, but like I heard that they are doing like scan things, like kind of over like at Universal where they just take your bag and they put it through a scanner and then you go about your business.
Right. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you.
Like I saw an article, but I didn't know if it was real. I was like, I don't think Disney would be doing this. Like they're pretty thorough. They want to look through all of our bags. They're not like the other park where I was just like, aren't you going to check my bag? They're like, we already did. I was like, what do you mean you already did?
Well, thank you for bringing that up, and I'll explain to you right now because I already went through it a couple times. Right now it's Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom, and I believe Epcot. I don't think Magic Kingdom has started. I'll find out in a couple. I'll find out tomorrow. But I know that all the parks are getting it, and it's basically you just walk through a metal detector, but with this metal detector, it's a little bit thicker. So it scans your bag, and there's someone behind the metal detector, and they actually could see what's in your bag from the screen.
So like airport level security type scanner, or
it's actually more high tech than the airport. Okay. Disney has more high tech than them.
So does that then affect your job? Like, how are they? So then they won't need as many people doing bag checkers.
That's our problem. We're worried about. That's probably the reason why I haven't been brought back, and a lot of the people that I worked with did go back.
So then will they eventually, like a lot of the other cast members, although I know a lot of people are still on furlough, which really is terrible because obviously the parks are suffering because like they're not, I've read a lot of reviews that it's just not as a magical as experience because there's not as many people to help you, which is fine because again, there's not as many people in the park. So of course you wouldn't need as many people, but
it seems pretty packed to me over the weekend.
I was like, I feel like it's impacting the quality of service because you don't have as much quantity of service. Like, I feel like if they're taking away your job, in particular, how do they reassign you?
If you remember, I mentioned I transferred to work for the buses. So that's why I'm in this kind of limbo where they don't know where to put me because I can't do the buses without the training. And they don't need me at security right now because they have enough plus the scanners. So that's taking a lot of jobs. So, yeah, I'll have a job when I go back. I'll be going back to the buses. And I think that will benefit me more than it would be going back to security because if the scanners are here to stay now, they're going to be hiring less security. So that means it would be better for me to go to a different position in the company. That would benefit. That would get me the hours that I need.
So does everybody get that option? Will they all?
Oh, everyone does. After 6 months, you're allowed to switch your position. You're allowed to go anywhere in the park and you get first dibs. But you also have to go through their little training that they do. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a couple of days. So, but you have to go through the training just so you know what you're doing. But yeah, everyone does it every 6 months.
In general, what are they going to do about all the furloughed people though? Like, do they have a contingency plan for everybody? Because obviously this is new territory and we're all kind of like, oh, what's happening here? Like most of us are like, what is going on? Like, do they have something that like Disney's going to do for everybody, or is it just going to be like every man for himself kind of deal?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't have that info yet. we should know more soon when they actually do the rehiring. We should know more.
So here's my question. Why can't they do like a rolling furlough where like every so many weeks they switch groups so that everybody gets a little bit of time to work? Like have like A group, B group, C group.
But I don't know why Disney hasn't thought about that. Maybe because they're still on low capacity. I don't.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Like
if you
have
take
like
the roll off furlough, then they would have to put that on their unemployment, and the unemployment would stop. So that's I think.
See, I don't know how Florida unemployment works. So, but I know that if you're out of work for more than like a week here, you can qualify for unemployment. And then after that first week of the year, because it's for a full fiscal year, then once you're laid off again for that next week, you're able to apply again for that next week. So like say I work last week, but I didn't work, I'm not going to be able to work this week. I wouldn't get it for last week, but I would still be able to qualify for this week. So, some sort of rolling type, I work 2 weeks, you work 2 weeks back and forth so that people can still, work and make their full paycheck. And
Florida's still their unemployment is still backed up. It's terrible. They just applied for the $300. I believe 2 days ago. So they're not going to see that until almost October.
I mean, have they even seen like the extra 600 yet? I know some people haven't.
Some people who just started getting it, they have not given them their money, which is sad. And a lot of people are wondering if they go back to work, say if they do go back to work, and that retroactive to August 1st of the money that's still owed, they're that if they go back to work, let's say tomorrow, and that retroactive starts September 6th, which is what I'm hearing through where I get it through New York because that was before Disney, I could take whichever state I wanted to. So I chose New York because they were faster.
Gotcha.
And so New York starts on September the 6th. We're going to be getting our money. Now, if someone in New York starts tomorrow, they're worried about, am I going to get that money now on the 6th? And a lot of people are wondering, and some of them are saying, no, you're not going to get it. And then there's some that's saying, yes, you should. You're entitled to it. So I don't know how they're working this system. Heck, we're going to find out in the next couple of weeks anyway, starting next week, when the government decides to come back, they're going to be taking away this $300, and they're going to be looking at a new different system, which means it's going to be another 3 weeks for them to just do the system. So people are going to be out of money for almost until November. And it's sad that they're playing with our money, especially for these cast members that are furloughed, because our governor just signed the eviction notice at midnight 2 days ago. So that ends at the end of September. If he doesn't extend it in October, all these people who don't have enough money are going to be evicted as of October 1st. Yeah. So that's another problem with, what's going on with the furlough. And I agree with you with the rolling work. Get them working for a couple weeks, then go give them a break, couple weeks break. It makes sense. Yeah. At least they'll get some money. But unfortunately, Disney works however they want to work. They don't really have a plan at this moment. They're just still waiting to see what happens come possibly November, December.
Gotcha.
Which is crazy because that's like nobody can wait that far for a paycheck. Like that's insane for them to expect anybody to do that. It's just insane. Like it seems crazy to me. Like I have friends that like just have to leave their dream because they can't afford to be there anymore. Like they've held out as long as they could, got as much unemployment as they could, and now unfortunately they have to go back to their home cities and states, which sucks because like first off, moving is crazy expensive. I know because I just recently did it. And two, like they have to give up their dream that they worked really hard for. It's just it's a shame. It's it's ridiculous. This whole thing is icky, and I can't wait for it to be done because I'm just so over it.
Well, if you also realize, because this now we're going to go on to our next topic, because this actually brings up the next person, the guy who was caught on Discovery Island. If you guys watched the video,
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to change the subject really quick, but just in Cinderella's Royal Table is going to be reopening with no princesses starting September 24th.
I heard that, and I was like, "That's," and they're going to still charge you with the amount of money too, and that's the sad part.
I'm sure. But yeah, back to our regularly scheduled plan. It was just a quick.
So they're going to charge you like the $155 a person, and no princesses. So, but
I mean, it is what it is at this point.
The guy that they caught, and I read up on it, I looked him up a little bit. Turns out the guy was living there, and the reason why he was living there was because he was evicted because of this pandemic. So,
I mean, it doesn't shock me.
It comes full circle.
I want to know how he got there in the first place. That's
what I was thinking. Oh my God, I'm glad I'm not the only person that was thinking that. I'm like, how the hell did he get over there? Like, did he swim? Because like
he had to have swum. He must have. He had to have swim.
But like, how did nobody notice? Because there's constantly boats going there, and also there's a lot of gators.
One way you can do it.
There's gators.
If you look at the little grassy place near the Contemporary, there is a whole bunch of grassland there, and you could just walk right in there and then just jump into the water from there. So he had to have swam, but here's my thing. There are snakes and gators in there.
Press reported that he used a Disney boat to reach the island, which had closed gates and no trespassing signs.
How did he steal a boat? And see, now that's what's wrong with the security and the police officers. That's their fault. They let that. They shouldn't have let that happen.
Yeah. But also, like, how are you not afraid of all the creepy, weird stuff that exists in there? Like, I don't think I would want to go there. Like, there's snakes, alligators, spiders.
That video was scary.
Weird stuff. Like, where would you even live? Like, there's no electricity. There's nowhere to go potty. There's no food. Like,
apparently, the reason how they found him was because he started a fire.
Right, but like, there's no food.
He was sleeping in one of the buildings on the island.
Yeah, but they found him because of they saw the fire on the island. That's how he was able to possibly eat or whatever the hell he was doing. But that's how they found him, because honestly, they found him deep into the park, and I love the lady cop's thing. She's like, wow, this is like walking into a horror movie, because it was scary. Everything was so eerie.
In general, are creepy even after hours, whenever everything's shut off and not turned on. But then to be closed for almost 20 years now and be so overgrown and just wild, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
How did he not get eaten by things, like, more specifically like snakes and gators and like
really, unless you bother them, they're not going to come up to you and try to eat you.
Well,
I don't know.
If he did swim, I would be a little afraid, because yes, there was that story where the little boy who got eaten by the crab, the alligator, years ago, and then they got rid of all the gators. Actually, I found out they only relocated the giant gators. The baby gators still stayed inside the water. Now they're big gators.
Anything under 4 foot and under got to stay.
Yeah. So now they're probably bigger now. So I would be like, okay, I'm not swimming this. So that's probably what he thought, and he stole the boat. But here's the thing. How did he steal a boat without getting the keys? He must have, I'm still baffled by how he got it.
It says he was a former employee. So, like, he must have known somebody.
And they evicted him. Wherever he was got evicted. He was a former cast member.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's totally possible, but, like, I don't think I would want to do it. It's creepy. Like, that has not been touched for 20 years. And, like, how do you know that things aren't just going to fall through, or you're going to fall through, or what happens if you have an emergency?
But if he's a former cast member, if you leave I don't know if he's furloughed or he left the company. But if he left the company, he has to give them his ID immediately, because that ID is still active no matter what you do, if you leave or not, until someone puts it in the computer to do it. And you could open up every door in the entire in all the parks and all of Disney property.
Right, and that makes sense. But like, once you get on the island and you have no way to get back, or no, like if there's an emergency, or if you fall through one of those old buildings, or or if there's a fire or just weird stuff that can happen. I mean, I was surprised they kept walking across that little weird bridge. I was like, oh my God, you guys are going to fall. Like, stop. No. Like, it just looked really creepy. Like, personally, I would never do that because I don't like creepy things. But, like, also, like, we're living in a pandemic. Like, also, like, there's so many germs there. Like, you've touched so many things and you probably didn't bring sanitizer. So, like, ugh.
But, that's pretty much a virus-free area, since nobody else has been there since 1999. But, like he said, it's a tropical paradise. The risk versus the reward for him, outweighed each other, not having a place to stay. And he had only planned, quote unquote, to stay for a week. But,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It just seems weird and bizarre and crazy. And like, I can't even believe they allowed us to see the footage, because what that means to me is people now are going to know what to do and how to do it and where to go.
Here in Florida, everything is up for open. You can get anybody's record anywhere. They post everything. If you were arrested, it's going online immediately. You can find it with no problem.
Oh, wow.
That's weird, because here, that's not a choice. You literally have to dig and dig and dig.
Showed, all arrests are showed, everything.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was a great idea for them to post the footage. Like, honestly, because that's how you get copycats of people being like, oh, where's that? Oh, I'm going to go find that.
Well, now that they had this situation, I'm guaranteeing they're going to have more police and security guards basically offshore that island. There's no way you're gonna I would have to go through the ferry, because usually I take the monorail, but if I take the ferry, I'll probably see if they have anybody waiting there. If they do, it's more likely because that's what their job is entitled now. And to be honest with you, if you were to just sit on a boat all day and just watch,
there you go. There's a new security job for you, Discovery Island Security.
I would love that. Are you kidding me?
Just guarding nothing.
Why couldn't the guy go to the Polynesian? Oh, wait, forgot. They're closed till summer 2021.
Yeah, but, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah. Yep. Everything good closes. That's how that goes, right?
Since you're, scared of the creepies and crawlies, what do you think about that?
Okay, so, like, I'm just not okay, I like creepies and crawlies, but I don't want to go into something that looks like a haunted house.
Oh, I meant the Polly.
The Polly? Oh, I love the Polly. But I'm also really excited that they're changing it, even though it is my ultimate favorite resort that I've never stayed at because I'm poor and just can't afford that. Maybe one day I will be baller status.
Now, I saw, did you guys see the mock-up pictures of the Moana?
I've seen some of the leaked pictures from what's done already.
I'm excited.
Honestly,
I don't even care. Like, I
thought it would be a lot better.
I'm welcoming Moana because I think I was surprised they didn't do it sooner, honestly. But like, if they mess with my Tiki God, I'm gonna be real mad. I'm not gonna lie. I love that little Tiki man. He's adorable. They need to leave him alone. They can do whatever they want. Oh, and Trader Sam's. If they mess with Trader Sam's, I'm going to be really upset because I love that place. It's so adorable. It's like a hidden oasis, but not so hidden because people know about it. But, like, honestly, I'll be really sad if they change that.
I'm over for Lilo and Stitch room.
I was thinking the same, but I was just getting ready to say, but what's it going to do for the future of my best friend's breakfast at Ohana if they're going with Moana?
I don't think that they will change that.
If they do, I think they're just going to add Moana.
Yeah.
I'd say that would be devastating if they took away the Lilo and Stitch.
I
No,
honestly don't think that they will. I don't think they'll take it away because it's so popular that like that would really ruffle some feathers.
So
And
what's
honestly,
Maleficent?
I get that, but like I feel like they won't take that away. I think they'll just add to it. You
I think
know?
they're going to add Moana back. They did have Moana for a short period of time when the movie came out. They added her.
Uh-huh.
It was just Moana. It was. It was. I think they took away Pluto because they just added Pluto recently. Pluto was where Moana was meeting. So they did.
Okay.
You meet Moana first, and then you can go meet Lilo and Stitch while you eat. So I'm thinking they might just put Moana back because she has absolutely no presence in the parks unless it's Halloween. With
I feel
maybe
like
they'll show her in the
it'll
cavalcade.
be like Cinderella's royal table. Like sometimes you get like Cinderella is the featured character where you like do your pretty posed picture and then you just kind of meet everybody else. I think that they will put Moana as the pretty posed picture and have a really cool background or a backdrop, and everybody else will just remain the same.
It'll
And if
probably
they
be the
don't, it'll
backdrop
be
they
sad.
use for Halloween.
Probably. I would imagine. I mean, I can't see them getting rid of Lilo and Stitch because they have zero representation at all in the park anymore. So like we're
No, yeah, you're right. Again,
like
I missed it on my show. I'm gonna have to. Somebody, either you remind me, you guys, or my wife has to remind me. Someone has to remind me to go get that footage from the Stitch Great Escape because it's gone. I forgot to get it last time, so
Oh
someone's got.
no.
yeah, I'm kind of okay with that being gone. Like to be perfectly honest, and I love Lilo and Stitch. Trust me, I have so many things, but like I'm okay with that ride being gone. It was like not great. Let's just be
They
honest.
need to do a Lilo and Stitch Hawaiian roller coaster ride in like Hollywood Studios instead.
That would be super awesome. Like I
Yeah,
feel like that'd be great. Like let's just get them their own cool little atmosphere.
Epcot, maybe,
Get them,
in one of the.
yeah. I mean, well, maybe not. Well, possibly Epcot, but where would you put it? There's not a whole lot of space there.
No, I was gonna say add another land. Make a Polynesian.
well, we're probably
True.
more likely gonna get with the way the fans are going crazy right now and the celebrities are going crazy. We're most likely gonna see a Wakanda land first.
Yeah.
That was I had no one knew he had cancer, and I can't believe he did. He worked, and he didn't tell no one that except his own family. They knew, but for a guy to do what he did and everything, it's just special, and it's sad to see him go.
Well, that's kind of like Howard in the 80s with the composing. Nobody
Yeah.
knew he had AIDS.
Yeah.
I could
And
see.
look at there's a ton of people that like nobody knew that Walt was sick until he was like real sick. He
Right.
just kept working. Like a lot of people who are really passionate about things will just keep going until they can't anymore. Like that's just what they're born to do.
Right. And like I said, if Universal is willing to allow it, because they have to pay Disney royalties for Marvel, if Universal is nice, they would give Disney the rights to make a Wakanda land in Animal Kingdom. I would say that would be the perfect place. I think Disney people would love it. You can get a Black Panther ride. That would be awesome. I mean, at least get some type of Marvel in Disney World. Something. I mean, right now we got Guardians of the Galaxy, which was given to us because Universal does not have the rights to that. I don't think Universal even has the rights to Black Panther. I think they only have the rights to Captain America, Spider-Man, and
Marvel.
Not all Marvel. They don't have that. We now have the X-Men.
Okay, yeah.
But I think they only have the right to Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man. I think that's the only three they really have the rights to, because and then they have to pay Disney for the movies.
True.
Okay.
I wish we could get an X-Men park. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be super dope.
I'd rather have villains over X-Men.
we'll never get an X-Men park because of Universal has the entire comic book world section. If they were to get rid of that, which I believe they should, and just give all the rights to Disney, because they'll make more money off of Harry Potter anyway. So since the new park they're building that got delayed, Epic Universe, they're building another theme park for Harry Potter again. Harry Potter's going to be in all three parks.
That'll be kind of fun. I mean, but again, it's not Disney. So for me personally, like my husband is a Universal person. I'm not going to lie. We're kind of a split family there. I do Disney. He kind of favors Universal. But for me, like, I like going on actual rides because I get 3D ride sick. So I can't even enjoy half the park.
So basically, you're my wife. She can't do it either. Every time we go on Transformers, she would get really, really sick, and
I couldn't even make it like halfway through the Jimmy Fallon ride that I was looking super forward to. Like, it was the one thing, because I love Jimmy Fallon, so I was super stoked to go, and I had to take the glasses off and close my eyes like halfway through the ride just because I felt that sick. So for me, like, I would rather Disney make other rides than to have another park that resembles anything that Universal does, more specifically because I can't enjoy that. So
what about like Pandora? Can you ride Flight of Passage?
I do it. And I do it only because my husband loves that ride so much. It's the only reason that he continues to go to Disney, because he loves that. So I go on it, but like I try to just like not look off to the side. I like literally just stay front focused. And if I start to feel like I'm like, bleh, I just kind of like take off the glasses and I close my eyes and wait till the ride's done. So
well, see, I've noticed with like the Flight of Passage, especially, that Disney has timed like perfect gust of wind or burst of water or mist or something that, you know, kind of help recenter your body, like at optimal times whenever your body's starting to get a little off with its equilibrium. So I get super motion sick, but I love that ride.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Disney has cut all those off. They don't do any spraying of water or anything.
Well, no, not right now.
So
like, even in like Soarin', do we not get any of the like the fun scents, or is that just like a sad ride right now?
I didn't get the sense at all.
Okay, so it's just a ride now at this point.
It's just a simulator ride now.
Oh, that's so sad. This pandemic has ruined so many things, and I know that Disney is still magical because we all obviously still go, but man, oh man, can this pandemic just be over? Can we just all like gather together and do whatever the CDC decides that we should be doing so that we can just get rid of and wipe out this disease? Because, you know, I would like to go back to Disney Magic sometime soon. Like, I want people to have their jobs back. I want us to be able to run freely and do what we kind of did before at Disney, but not exactly, because I'm kind of digging all this new reservation systems, although it is really kind of hard to get a reservation. I kind of dig that, you know, you can only do so much in a certain day and only do so many things, which I guess is cool. I mean, I don't really know because I haven't been there, but like, I just really want this pandemic to end. I'm so tired of it. It's like invading everything.
Let's speak about Disney Magic. Let's go on to Disney Magic in movies, because what is today? Today's the 2nd?
Oh, Mulan's coming out, and I'm so excited.
Okay, so thank you for bringing that up, because Mulan. Now, I have been to the AMC Disney Springs twice already to go see Grease and the New Mutants, which some people.
I went yesterday. To
for
see
which
New
one?
Mutants. To see New Mutants, yeah. The movie theaters opened for the first time this past weekend in my city, so I definitely went yesterday.
Did you like it or not?
I think that they should have probably done a better storyline.
I do too. Just a heads up, I was waiting for the Catholic Church to flip out a little bit.
I mean, it's only a very small part of that. Like, it's only a very minor part in that movie. Like, it's kind of big, but it's kind of not big, and it just storylines so many that are things that used to happen. They could still happen, but they don't happen as often anymore because Catholics have a little bit more understanding personalities than they did prior to thinking witches were a thing, so like I feel like that they're not going to pay attention to it because one.
Well, hold on. Autumn, are you going to see New Mutants at all or no?
I'm not sure yet. The movie theaters aren't open yet here.
It's mediocre at best. So
we're going to explain what we're talking about. We're talking about there is a mutant who is from Ireland, who is Catholic.
Very much so Catholic.
Very, very Catholic. Very, very big.
Probably grew up in the orphanage. I'm guessing that's what she is. I'm guessing she's an orphan.
The main character is, I'm assuming she's Native American. I would assume that.
Yes. Well, they said she's from a tribe.
Yes.
So, yes.
So the Irish Catholic girl they both end up being the first LGBTQ Marvel character.
Yes, it's so exciting. I'm so excited for that. It's really neat.
They end up falling in love in the movie. And that's where I was like, okay, I'm okay with this, but I know for a fact this is what's going to kill the ratings now. Because it was her love that helped her find the powers. The girl who's American.
And so, like, it's a really controversial thing. One, because it's a lesbian scene, but it's
God, yes, they there was a lot of them.
It's a little controversial if you're not interested in alternative lifestyles. So, like, they don't heavily promote that this would be an alternative lifestyles movie.
There's about four scenes with girl on girl, but not nude.
Not bad. Like it's done tastefully, but like it's a movie that hasn't been heavily promoted. We've had a pandemic. Also, this is the best time to do it because people are already like in their own crazy world with the pandemic that like they're definitely not noticing this movie. But also that it takes place in only one place. So it brings you 5 storylines.
I felt the movie dragged.
It did. Oh my God, it so did. Like I was just like, oh, we're only in one place. Okay, we're still in this place. So like, unlike any other superhero movie, it's never. All the other superhero movies go outward. Like they have other storylines. They interact with other people. They do other things. But this particular movie only takes place in one place for the entire almost 2 hours that you're sitting there.
Well, like I said, Disney didn't film the movie. It was the last movie that Fox made before the merger, and it took 4 years for this movie to come out. So you got to think about it. Now the characters are 4 years older.
True. And I don't know. It's a movie that like you should probably rent. And
it's not a movie that should just gone to direct to Disney Plus.
Yes, it definitely should. It is not up to the standards that most Disney movies are. And it's not because of it being a bad movie. It's just because it's poorly written and it seems like they didn't finish it. Like it just seems very rushed.
I'm kind of hoping Disney, when they do make the sequel, if they do decide to make the sequel,
I don't think they will.
There was supposed to be 3 movies. It was supposed to be a trilogy.
I don't think that this is going to be one of those that they kind of like. I feel like it's going to be one of those movies that they're like, oh, that was a thing.
But I think Disney could do it because, as we all know, Iron Man started off. Everything. Iron Man started off in the Marvel movies. I mean, Spider-Man did, but truly it was Iron Man. And the first one dragged a little bit too. So I think if Disney gets their hands, now that they have their hands on the series, I think that they could fire the director, bring in someone that they know, who I know who they would bring in. I would bring in Jon Favreau. I think he is a Marvel genius. Or you could bring in, what's his name?
Well, they better do something because this movie
Oh.
was definitely one of those straight to VHS kind of moments.
Help me out. What's his name? Kevin James. Kevin James. Is it Kevin James? No, not Kevin James. Oh my God, it's gonna bother me. He was
It's
in.
all right. It's okay. But like basically, Autumn, I feel like I'm telling you that like it's an okay movie at best. If you do watch it, don't go into it thinking this is going to be one of those epically great Marvel movies because it's super duper not. It's an okay movie. It's kind of cool. I mean, but it's not. It's not to the typical standards that like
Kevin
you would
Smith.
think. You would
There you go.
think.
It
You
was
know?
Kevin Smith.
I feel like they didn't promote it for a reason, but they're heavily promoting Mulan. Now, with that being said, I have a question for you guys.
I already saw the preview.
Are you guys going to pay the $30 on Disney Plus or wait for free December? I'm personally going to go try to see it in the movie theater. For those of us that have movie theater options, I'm going to try to
Is
go
yours
see
coming
the movie.
out? See, Disney's not doing it in theaters over here, so yours is?
They keep hinting that they are, and I keep asking them, and they just won't directly answer me. So I don't know if they are or not, but if they are, I'm definitely going to go on September 8th. But
I'm not paying it.
If not, then I'm going to wait till December because I'm not paying $30. Like, I already pay for a subscription. I don't want to pay any more money, but I really want to see the Mulan movie. However, I did watch the music video, and let me tell you, Christina is like one of my favorites, and I love that they picked her to do this again because nobody else could have done this song justice.
But her song was beautiful. I gotta say this to you both.
Beautiful.
The song was beautiful to you, and I'm gonna say this. And the movie clips in the background hyped up the movie. But if you saw the clip that I saw at Disney Springs, that 12-minute video, you would probably say to yourself, what the hell did they do with this movie? Because the 12-minute clip they give you is the scene where she goes to the matchmaker and when she's a child, and she's got superpowers now.
I mean, it is Disney.
And then they got rid of Mushu.
I know. I'm sad. I'm sad. Is anybody else sad about that? Because I kind of am.
I am. They changed it to the Phoenix, and they do mention that in the movie clip, that the Phoenix now. And what happened is in the original, because we just watched the original movie, me and my wife last night. It's just them living in this little complex. There's nobody else living with them. In the movie, it has them living with like 35, 40 other families. And well, like I said, it starts over her having superpowers as a child. I'm like, she's able to fly up into the sky. I'm like, what the hell did they do? I
don't know that I'm so thrilled about that just because, it was like the first movie about women empowerment. Girls are just as good as boys. We don't need a prince to come rescue us. She rescued an entire nation.
I mean, I know China had a lot of say in the movie, and they kind of made it look like the old, Jet Li films where he could run on a wall and then all of a sudden he's floating in the air. So they did that.
So like stereotypical.
Yeah. Stereotypical Chinese movies that Disney and China came up with.
I'm kind of okay with it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I love me some old Chinese, like Jet Li, Bruce Lee movies, but also I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, and that's the reason why, that and Power Rangers from the 90s and the Ninja Turtles and Mulan is the reason why I decided that was a choice that was going to be in my life. And so I'm kind of excited to see like those old stereotypical like fight scene kind of things, because like you don't see girls doing them very often, so it's very neat that we'll get to see a woman doing it as opposed to a man. So you know what I'm saying? So like for me, I feel like that's a cool thing. Like, I don't know.
So Mulan is my 17-year-old daughter's favorite movie. And when I told her that, hey, it's coming out, in September, and she was like, yeah, no, they ruined the movie for me now.
Aww.
So sad.
That's why I'd rather wait for it to go free, because then I can make my decision from there. If I paid the $30 and then I didn't enjoy it and I decided to cancel it, midway through the movie, at least if it's free, I don't have to worry about like, hey, I just spent money. Whereas now I can enjoy it if I want to, or I can turn it off if I want.
Well, I'm just
Exactly.
cheap. I'm just cheap, and I don't want to spend $30. Like, I really want to see Mulan, but I also don't want to spend $30. So, like, for me, like, I'm excited for it to come out, and like, I really am hopeful that my movie theaters are going to have it. But if they do not, then like y'all, I'm gonna be waiting till December when it's free and I can watch it for free because I don't care to spend $30 to watch anything ever. Like, there's nothing in my life that feels like it's worth $30 to watch. Even if they made a Little Mermaid movie, and which they were in talks of that. I don't know if they're still doing it, but even if they did that, I still would not spend $30 to watch it because I feel like $30 is a lot of money. Like, for me, it is anyway.
Right.
Like, maybe if it was like $10 or $15, because that's the same price as going to the movie theater, I'd be all right with doing that.
I mean, they went ahead and pre-released Frozen for free. And what else did they go ahead and pre-release before
Onward.
it? Yes.
And,
so they got to recoup a little bit of those losses from the theaters by, charging for Disney Plus.
I mean, I went to the movie theater and watched Onward the day before they stopped doing movie theaters. So I was very lucky that I was in that last group of people that got to watch it in the movie theater. But like,
I still haven't seen it.
It's pretty good, actually. I didn't think it was going to be that great, but I actually really, really enjoyed it. Like, it was a very quirky movie. It kind of reminded me of like Inside Out mixed with like Zootopia. It kind of felt like that.
And a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons.
Like, it was kind of neat. I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, like, I think you'll like it. So if you get a chance on your Disney Plus, go ahead and take it. Just watch it. Like, it's pretty cute. I know that it wasn't heavily advertised well. I feel like
it's definitely different from all the other Pixar movies.
Okay.
It 100% is. Like, you, even as an adult, you will pretty much enjoy this. And I know we don't always enjoy like kids movies because sometimes you're like, this is definitely geared towards a kids movie. But
I've got 4 of those, so.
But this one, even adults can enjoy it. Like, I was like on edge. Like, I was like watching it the whole time. Like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest. Like, and I went into it not knowing a single thing. Like, that's usually how I go into a lot of movies, other than the ones that I obviously know what they probably are about. Like, I usually just go into movies not watching any previews, not watching any of the trailers, not watching any of the reviews. I just would rather get my own opinion. And so that's kind of how I do movies, is I just go in and I'll watch it. Even if it's something that looks totally lame, I will still probably watch it if it is a Disney movie. And I will like enjoy it in my own way, not the way that somebody else, like a critic, has told me I should enjoy this. So that's just kind of how I do Disney movies. But it is what it is. I mean, I think you will enjoy this movie personally, just because it's really cute. Like, honestly, it's a really cute movie.
To be completely honest, I have not liked any of the live action movies.
Oh, me neither. Me neither.
I am a true 90s Disney kid, and I want all the animated ones.
I love them all. I love the live action.
I haven't liked a single live action so far. I'm gonna have to agree with you, Autumn. Like, like, my favorite one, the one that I was looking most forward to coming out, was Beauty and the Beast. And let me tell you, that was completely ruined. Like, it was
actually, I was not a fan of Cinderella.
I was not a fan of Aladdin. As much as I love, it's like one of my all-time favorite movies, I was not a fan. Like, it was so bad. If Will Smith was not in that movie, I think I probably wouldn't have continued to watch it. Like, to be perfectly 100% honest. Like, I would have just been like, okay. And all my friends were like, oh, did you like that? I'm like, really, I did not. They're like, oh, but you love Disney. I'm like, oh, really? But like, not every Disney person likes Disney in the same way. We're all practically different. Like, we like we like Disney, but we don't like Disney in the same way. So we're not obviously going to like everything and think everything is magical rainbows. And they're like, oh, but like, didn't you like that? I'm like, I liked the idea of it, but I did not physically like the movie. Like, I was pushing through watching most of these because they're just, I feel like they're not great. I don't know why I don't like them so much, but they're just not great. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. What about you, Autumn? Do you feel like that? They just ruin it?
I prefer the animated Disney originals. There's just something about it, the nostalgia of it. It just draws me in a little bit more.
Do you like
even whenever they did the not necessarily live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but I still prefer the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas cartoon, anything like that. I prefer the animated version.
Do you like the fact that they add extra scenes and extra songs and just make up random insert word here that we all know that I want to say that I'm not going to say because we're on a podcast? But like, do you enjoy that? Because I really don't.
It depends. Some of the songs have been good. Others are kind of just like, what the heck? Like, even whenever I was watching The Lion King the other day, and it was one of the newer, whenever they re-released it from the vault with added scenes, and they have Zazu doing all kinds of extra stuff, and I'm like, what the heck is this? So...
I didn't even make it through the whole live-action Lion King. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I turned it off halfway through.
I will say this: that one, Lion King and Cinderella, were the two least. I hate them.
I definitely. I didn't even make it all the way through that movie, guys.
And I'll tell you what. You want to know who ruined the movie for me? Would you like to take a guess?
I have no idea.
Her name is Beyonce. She ruined the movie.
I mean, but like, she wasn't actually in the movie. She just got a song created for her. That's all. Like,
she played Nala.
I feel like. Oh, I thought that was that one lady, that bigger lady. I don't know what her name is.
She had. Why do you think Nala had more roles in the movie than they did in the original movie? Because she got paid more. She was paid more.
I have no idea. I only watched half that movie because I was like, this is trash.
Yeah, like, Beyonce is this voice of Nala, so yeah.
Yeah.
Because Can You Feel the Love Tonight? She sang most of all the lyrics, and I'm like, where's Elton John?
Well, Queen Bee does have a beautiful voice, so I can see why. I mean, I think
it's overrated.
I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I think she has a beautiful voice. She can sing very well. I liked her better as Destiny's Child, personally. I'm a Destiny's Child person. But like, I never made it through really most of that movie. Like, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was just like, this is terrible. Like, I just can't. So I literally didn't watch. I've never watched the whole thing, and I have no intention watching the whole thing because I was just not impressed the first time I saw it. Like, I didn't even see it in the movie theaters. Like,
I did.
I did not.
I spent the money.
No, I waited till it came on. Like we have HBO, so like I waited it for it to come on HBO, and then I watched it. And got like halfway through, and I was like, "What is this? This is bad." So I just stopped watching it. So I'm with you. Like, some of the live actions, I've been like, what did you do to our movie? You have ruined it.
I like the Jungle Book.
That wasn't so bad. I mean, also, the Jungle Book is an underrated movie. It's one of my favorites. I love it. I just really like all the music, to be perfectly honest. Like, I like King Louie. It's fun. And I like Baloo's song. You know, it's kind of like a anthem, you know? I don't know. I'm like you. I would rather watch the animated versions than a live action. However, when life presents us with live action movies such as Mulan, I'm hoping that we get a good movie. I'm really hopeful because of the fact that it, like Autumn said, it is the first movie where we didn't need a stupid prince to save us, and we saved everybody else, you know? I mean, that is the first time that we had female empowerment in any movie, and I'm excited to watch her kick everybody's butt. I'm not gonna lie. That's I like Bruce Lee a lot and Jet Li. I like all the kung fu things in life. Like, I am a kung fu person, so I am excited to watch live action chicks be in the same role that normally would be only intended for men, because I can guarantee you're not going to see very many females doing taekwondo, karate, jujitsu, any type of martial arts form in any movie, because it's not really something that they do very often. So I'm excited. I don't know. Maybe if it's just for that reason alone, but I'm really sad that we're not getting Mushu. I was kind of excited for this, but also because, like, he's really funny in the movies. But
My wife's slogan is no Mushu, no Megan watching Mulan.
Is it?
I agree.
Do they have Cricky in it? Is Cricky in it? So no Cricky either?
No. I'll give you a little spoiler. The scene where the cricket goes into the tea, it's now a spider.
Ew.
And they go full on with this spider. This thing is like huge.
Oh, great.
So we get no Cricky and we get no Mushu?
Nope.
Oh, sad. Why? Why they gotta eliminate something that's like 90% of the movie?
I also didn't see the grandmother either.
So we get no grandma?
We get a mother and a sister.
Wait, Mulan did not have a sister.
Now she does.
Did she? I mean, Autumn, did Mulan have a sister?
No, she was an only child.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, wait, I don't remember there being a sister, but like, I haven't watched the actual Mulan in a really long time, so maybe I was missing something.
No, she had a dog. She had a dog named Little Brother.
So now we have a made-up sister person, and we get no grandma, we get no Mushu, and no Cricky.
To that, I have to say, dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
Oh my gosh.
There's no Shen either.
Wait, what?
No Shen either.
Wait, but like, he's like half the movie.
They changed his name.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
But he's not going to be. But it's going to be a different character now. He's not going to be the captain anymore. He's just going to be a regular soldier.
So we've just changed the whole plot of Mulan, is what I'm hearing.
The Chinese, when they got word that Disney was making it, China said, if you're going to make the movie, you're going to make it how we want it. So China said, you're going to film it here in China. You're going to do what we want, and you're going to write the script and do it the way we want it. So they did. So they destroyed the whole concept of the movie is not like how we have all the other live action movies the same. This is not the same at all. There is no Shan Yu. It's now a female villain.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm kind of okay with that, but I'm kind of not at the same time.
Wasn't he supposed to be kind of like Attila the Hun?
Well, she could transform into different, the Falcon? She could transform into the Falcon.
Okay.
So she's got magical powers.
Well, this just makes me a little sad. Like, I kind of, I really want to like this, guys. Like, but now this new information that obviously I don't read any of these blogs, because remember what I told you guys?
No music either.
Wait, what?
No songs either.
What?
Yeah, they took out all the songs.
What?
Huh.
So because China has no musical.
But like, I'm so lost for words like right now. I just don't even know how to process this.
Do we really want to pay $30 for a movie?
I'm super not paying $30 for this. Like, I was really excited. Now I'm not. Ugh. But like,
yeah, you're not going to hear Christina Aguilera until literally the ending credits.
Oh wow.
Well, this particular Christina Aguilera song you probably don't want to hear blaring through the movie. Like, no. She definitely goes. I can say
now. Well, I'll explain something. Now they do play the music that the lyrics and the words and everything from the original movie. They will play the instrumentals in the background, but that's it. There will be no music. It's just the instrumental of the song,
and the song is very low. Like they showed the reflections and they did it very, very low, but you could still hear it in the background, but she doesn't sing.
All the great Disney composers are,
Oh, this kills my soul,
Day of
dude.
shame.
This
Yeah, I
kills
know.
my soul. Like, you guys know what I told you. I don't read any of these blogs, so obviously this is the first time I'm hearing any of this stuff other than the general, like, clap and clatter that we all knew what Mulan was. But, geez Louise, did they just, like, take the whole freaking story and just be like, yeah, you know what, that was crap, so we're just going to do whatever we want? Oh my gosh, that makes me really sad.
They,
Like, I'm definitely not paying $30 for this. Like, 100% not paying $30. Like, I feel like I'm going to wait for it to come out for free because I am not paying $30 for half of a movie. Like, that's
well, in 2 days we'll see all the reviews. So
I mean, it is what it is. But like for me, for this particular Disney girl, I'm going to wait for it to come out for free now. Like I was really excited. Now I'm just like, meh. So you guys probably screwed it up and made it all sucky like all the other live action crap that you guys have attempted to do.
They make it more, from what I'm being told, is it's more cultural than anything else.
And I get that cultural awareness is very important, but also people need to remember these are like 80s and 90s movies. So like,
I love the little people in the background.
do we really need to change 80s and 90s movies?
I hate to break up the fun, but I'm going to have to go. It's time to go get the tiny humans.
Oh,
Yeah, I
tiny
would say we're going to have to talk about, we'll definitely get the review up for Mulan on the Facebook group, and then we'll probably talk about it next show.
Okay.
I got to start cooking dinner.
Dinner
Alrighty.
at 1 o'clock?
Well,
It's too.
now because my wife gets picked up at 5, so by the time we get home, it'll be 6. So all I have to do is heat it up.
Oh, fun. That makes sense. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like,
It's 2 o'clock here, so.
I keep forgetting that you guys are an hour different from me. I'm like, it's like lunchtime, but it's really not. It's almost dinner time to you guys. Keep forgetting that.
So for today, we are going to head off, and I would love all my listeners for listening. I would also like to state that Autumn has been making beautiful, blogs for food-wise. Go look that out. You'll see that on the Facebook group, and you will also. It is September. It is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I have shirts on for sale. All proceeds go to cancer awareness for children. And as well as I do have a tribute shirt for Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. All proceeds will go to colon cancer research. So I would like to thank you guys for coming to this episode this week. Hopefully we can get another couple episodes in, and we won't leave you guys 3 weeks away from another show. So I'd like to thank you guys for coming.
Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a magical day.
It's been fun. Bye.
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 I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. You see it true. And it's like me. And life is you. More Bobby Bob.